Oh, the situation keeps getting even worse, guys and girls. If you were watching my previous videos, then you already know that the situation with DCG and Genesis, etc. is not getting any better. And just recently, a couple of hours ago, it got much worse. And so far, it seems like Genesis and actual DCG could be just as bad as FTX. But without any further ado, let's just take each single news I have for you in this video bit by bit and step by step, and then take a look at what I'm about to show you when it comes to DCG. And the claims that just came out into light literally a couple of hours ago. And then we're going to take a look at some very interesting charts, also some interesting momentum in certain data in the price action. And then we're going to take a look at the technicals and the potential for the Bitcoin price in a short-term perspective. So let's quickly move on to this right here. Let's just quickly jump through everything. Oh, quick reminder that I'm going to link a video right here, my latest video on NTOs, on a brand new asset class called Chobis and NTOs, which is NFT token offering, which is never done before. And right now they're going into the next stage, which a mint price is actually more than the previous one, which is $200 now. And basically for this money you're getting $1,000 worth of CHO tokens. So it's an interesting concept, a brand new concept, and they're selling them out quite well so far. And check out that video that I linked if you don't want to miss this project. It's really interesting, and I personally have put in like $12,000 into it. And certainly if you want to check out their website, there's going to be a link down in the description of this video, at the top of the description, as well as in the pinned comment. So number one, let's start with a little bit of positiveness, and that is that Coinbase agrees to $100 million settlement with a New York regulator. So regulators reported that the crypto exchange had a backlog of about 100,000 alerts about potentially suspicious customer transactions, and they didn't do anything about them. And so far, they finally agreed to $100 million settlement, and that's it. So that's why actually Coinbase shares and the stock price actually went up. So they thought that that's finally over. So a little bit of positiveness, if you can call it positiveness at this point. The next thing, which is really cool before we move on to all the juicy stuff, is that now if you really want to be a Bitcoin maxi and live just on Bitcoin, you can do so in Lugano, Switzerland, and you can now live in this Swiss city silently on Bitcoin. So, and there are so many merchants, like 200 merchants, Plan B merchants, so to speak, in Lugano right now, that you can literally survive on Bitcoin. So tell me that this is not a slow, tell me if it's not mass adoption slowly creeping in on all of us. Well, most of us are actually sleeping and not paying attention. So this is really cool. Really wanted to show it to you. The next thing is the Genesis actually responded to Winklevoss brothers and said that at least they recognized it, everything that Gemini founders were saying. So and now at least what they're saying is that they need more time to fix crypto lending problems, and they're asking for more time from the brothers and from the whole situation, which to be honest is just prolonging the inevitable. And we're gonna get to the juicy part as to why I think that this is actually also a sign of a problem, because they're not just coming with a solution, they're just saying, please give us more time, more time, more time. So let's get into this. I know that you really are interested into what I have to say. And let's move on to this really quickly, because yesterday we had the Fed minutes coming out, which was very important. Fed minutes show inflation resolve, but a concern on market views. So what this basically means, really, let's get through this really quickly, that going into the meeting, markets were pricing in interest rate cuts in the second half of 2023. So everybody expected in the minutes to see some kind of a hint that by the middle of 2023 we would start to see a Fed pivot and rate cuts, and therefore, the bottom in all the equities, and then bull market money printing, and booyah, hello, again, another golden roar. However, officials also issued fresh forecasts that showed a hawkish tilt, with more hikes projected in 2023 than investors expect. Already painful, and the minutes showed Fed officials' intent to lowering inflation back towards their 2% target at the risk of rising unemployment and slower growth. So this is what we already know. However, also, there were no officials actually predicted rate cuts in 2023 at all. And last but not least, their forecasts also showed a higher median estimate for core inflation of 3.5% in 2023. So this means we're going to have more rate hikes. The rates are going to stay high for much longer, and potentially the target is 2% that we want to see, that the Fed wants to see. But what we're going to potentially see is 3.5%. So if it's going to be 3.5% throughout the whole 2023, either they're going to suddenly decide to settle for 3 to 3.5%, or they're going to keep pushing, which is going to certainly push us into a recession. So therefore, this is very hawkish. It was hawkish and it still stays very hawkish. Before we move to the chart, let's talk about the worst of the worst right now. And that's Three Arrows Capital co-founder Su Zhu says digital currency group, wake up and focus right now. And FTX conspired to attack Terra Luna. He claims that the DCG, which again owns Grayscale, owns Genesis, Gemini, etc., conspired with FTX to attack Luna, the native algorithmic stablecoin of Terra that collapsed in May 2022. And by the way, guys and girls, we have the last few days left on my university grade trading education. This is, I'm actually seeing my own ads. Minus 40% off on my university grade trading education, fully certified and accredited trading learning programs. One of the best trading education and the cheapest trading education for its class and quality in the world right now. So there is a link down in the description of this video to an extra 40% discount. Seats are selling out. Just a couple of days are left on this. So if you're interested in becoming a part of my inner circle and learning everything from swing trading to day trading and long-term investing and everything you need to know about futures, forex, stocks, crypto, and be a professional participant of the financial markets and a professional analyst, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, macro analysis, then this is the place you need to be. Again, join our inner circle right now with a 40% discount and get a certified education and become a trader today, professional trader. So this is the craziest thing right here, which you want to see, is that they took, and this is what this guy is saying right here, so the CEO of 3 Arrows Capital, that they took substantial losses in the summer from our bankruptcy of 3 Arrows Capital, as well as Babel and other firms involved in GBTC. They could have calmly restructured then. Instead, they fabricated a left pocket, right pocket, callable promissory note that magically filled the hole. Oops. And this is like a kid losing at poker and saying, I'm fine, my dad will pay you, let me keep playing. But if your dad is actually yourself, it's a bit bad. So they, like FTX, and this is the craziest part, proceeded to misdirect for months, using various methods to attack us, and also not to have anyone ask the hard questions, which is how did Genesis fill the hole. They, like FTX, spent 6 months taking more deposits while being insolvent and hoping that market goes up. Facepalm. If this, guys, turns out to be true, and if we're gonna see, we've already spoken about the potential outcomes and how dangerous this could be just because of DCG holding so much of crypto, and not just $600,000, 600,000 Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies as well. So this could be a just monumental situation and potentially one of those last catalyst events. Who knows really? But as this starts to unfold, we're going to keep you updated, so subscribe and hit that notification bell. But this is a serious threat. I mean, honestly, I'm like seriously nervous right now. I mean, it's going to give us an opportunity to get a cheaper Bitcoin potentially, but in a short-term perspective, this shit is scary, because if Genesis, if DCG, if FTX and everybody else is just in the same boat, it's all just a bunch of loony bins and criminals, then, well, I mean, yeah, what can I say? Okay, let's move on to the chart. And the first thing I want to show you, though, on a positive note when it comes to the technicals, we are seeing a huge reduction in Bitcoin shorts. Right here in November, we saw a spike in Bitcoin shorts, and now we see a huge reduction in Bitcoin shorts. That means that, people are, very careful about shorting Bitcoin, even though, quite frankly, seeing all these things that we're seeing right here, and especially the Fed minutes, and the claims that DCG is just as insolvent and bullshit as FTX. I don't know why the shorts are actually going down, but they are, as a matter of fact. So this is a bit positive, I would say. So this brings us to the chart itself. And as for the chart, as I told you in the previous video, if you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out, is that I told you that we really, because we saw this small pump, and again, always, guys, always look at the volume, and the volume was mediocre. There was nothing really that very interesting for us to see. In the smaller time frames, yes, but in the bigger time frames, nothing yet. And so far, a lot of people were calling, saying, oh, this is a shoulder or whatever, this is the bottom wave, another bottom wave, and then it's like double bottom, and then we're gonna have this, once we break 17,400, we're gonna have this rally to potentially 20-something thousand. But the thing is that we are currently struggling to even break $17,000 right here, in fact 16,900, and currently we just got rejected from this right here. And as you can see, it's actually holding on by a thread, and it always looks like it wants to continue to the downside in this instance. Certainly, if you want to see all of our trades, go down in the description of this video and join my free Discord channel. This is where we post all of our trades. And remember, if you want to be trading actively, then there is a link to BitGet, and also in Bybit. With Bybit, if you use my link down below, you can claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses, and with BitGet, you can claim up to $8,000 in initial deposit bonuses. And again, also a link to my free Discord channel where we post all of my trades, the trades of my team. But so far, I'm not going to be considering anything until we at least see a push and close above this red resistance. So far, it just seems like we could see like one of these kinds of movements, especially if this situation is going to keep developing and it's going to come out to light that Zuzu is actually right. So guys and girls, check out this tutorial so you know how to trade Bitcoin in a smart way, because once this comes out, and if you're a part of our Discord channel, and also if you're trading on BitGet, then you know, or Bybit, then you will know exactly how to make money on these kind of things. So yeah, anyway, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as always, peace and love, Thomas Crollo. Stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.